After Valentine's Day, it's tempting to compare our relationships to everyone's, but love is not a one size fits all. So your journey might be different from mine. It doesn't mean mine is better or yours is the best. It's not a one size fits all. We all have to celebrate our unique journey, regardless of how it measures up to the world. How other people see our journey is immaterial. How we see, interpret, and relate to it is what is important. But when it gets into such occasions, such days, Christmas, Easter, your birthday, your anniversary, some landmark dates in the relationship, you are tempted to measure based on barometers that is in your head. Your partner doesn't even know, but you're measuring him or her based on those barometers, and many a time it doesn't help. So today I'm coming your way with a message, just like I said, from my heart to yours. If only you want to love and be loved back in return, everything begins with you. To love yourself enough to reinvent yourself. Sometimes many people get so much hurt, so much broken that they shut up their hearts and soul to love. But the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter how broken your past relationships have been, everybody deserves love. And that equally means you'd also have to love somebody else genuinely and sincerely. You can't desire for something you are not ready and willing to give. So whatever thing you would want to have, it is an energy you would have to learn to cultivate and give it out so that you can equally receive that in return. So I will share a link few minutes to come that you can also come on air and then share your views, because it looks like we've been played. We've been socialized to receive and accept love from others without even knowing the love we deserve, the love we have to give to ourselves, the love we have to give to other people. So love has become a scam. But love is a beautiful thing when it happens between two beautiful souls. Unfortunately, love has become a scam, according to many people, because the people they fell in love with only took, they would take and take and take and take and take without giving anything back in return to you. And it gets into a time that if all you are doing is to pour into others, pour into someone without receiving anything back in return, you run empty. So a lot of people are running on empty gas. And in no time, they are living on time bomb. So in no time, they will explode. And that wouldn't be the fault of the enemy. It's out of our ignorance. So if you're single and you are looking to be loved, my question to you is, are you willing and ready to equally love? And what are you loving with? Are you only going to receive, or you have something to give in return too? Do you love yourself enough to cultivate a path, a journey for yourself, such that out of that journey you would also fill your own cup and in order to give to other people also? There is connection, there's chemistry, there's compatibility. In what order does that go for you as a person if you are seeking to love and be loved back in return? Are you so key on connection such that even if there's no compatibility, you just want to be in a relationship? Some built on chemistry. The chemistry is so huge, but beyond the chemistry, there's no compatibility. So their values do not align. It's always conflicting. And yet they have high chemistry. Can this relationship have a future? Have you trained your brain enough that even without chemistry, you can still align with a person and build a home, build a life? Many people can be in our love life, but they can't be in our life journey. They can be in our love life, but they can't be in our life journey. But we don't know where to reconcile, where to marry the two. So as long as chemistry is high, we think we found the one. Get into a relationship only to realize that we can't build anything with that person because all they could give us was the body, the chemistry, the romance. Chemistry is about attraction, whilst compatibility is about alignment. A person that your goals, your values would align. Chemistry is beautiful in any relationship. It is a spark that can ignite quickly and burn so bright. So it makes every relationship beautiful once there's chemistry. But beyond the chemistry is the connection and the compatibility that will need to grow into it and build. A lot of people grow older, they don't grow up. So we can't build any life, any meaningful life with them. And yet they are part of our life journey. Compatibility is a slow burning flame that grows stronger over time. Chemistry feels amazing, but it doesn't mean the relationship is going to be amazing. With compatibility, you are aligned when it comes to expectations and preferences on how you relate to each other and how you want to be treated. But the question is, these things do not come automatically. Over time, this chemistry would slow down. It's just like you are burning a candle. So you would have to fuel it. And we don't want to do the work. And the things you are measuring your relationship with, the truth of the matter is, no two homes are the same. No two homes are the same because you are not married to my spouse, just like I am not in love with your spouse. So we can't have the same homes. And therefore, we can't measure the relationship based on the same barometers of other people's homes. You might have a loving and a decent partner who is so committed to you and the relationship, but you are looking at the bigger picture outside, what other people are ready and willing to provide for their spouses. And you play down on what you would get, the peace of mind you get that enables you to become whoever you want to become. You downplay on that because you are measuring your home to the home of your other people, whereby both homes are not the same. You didn't build that relationship on the same barometers because you are two different couples, different expectations. So if all you do is to measure your marriage with other person, measure your love life with other person, you will lose touch of yourself, your love, and the relationship itself. Your partner is a good person, but you are never satisfied because you are looking beyond your home and seeing what is happening in other homes. What we see outside there is just the public facade people put out there. The real relationship is done when nobody can see. The real relationship is done when nobody is watching. So if you are measuring your reality to the public facade of other people, you will lose touch of the goodness of the great, awesome person you are with. So instead of complaining and whining, why don't you sit down and measure all the good things you get from your relationship instead of looking at what other people are portraying? If people sit in front of you and they open up and you know what they are going through, you would always thank God for the gift of love, that a person loves you genuinely and sincerely. Lacking the feeling and edge of responsibility to be a fortress for a family as a man. A lot of people say reveals character, capacity, and reliability. Meaning, if a man can't fully provide for his family, he doesn't have character, he can't be relied upon. We are not just talking about money. We are talking about attitude, character, the way a person treats you. So it is a holistic approach, not just the cars people drive, not just the beautiful home they live in, but the way the two of them can align as a couple. Because you as a woman can build your own luxury. You can work and make your own luxury. When you see a woman who doesn't work and earn any income, who everything is provided for by her man, and you compare your journey with that person, you are missing out. Because beyond all those luxury and the public facade of successful relationship is the love itself. Yes, I know a lot of people out there, a lot of men are irresponsible, but yours is not. So why don't you focus on yours and build your home instead of generalizing that every man is like that? You know you have a good man. You know you have a good man because he can't give you luxury. Your soul is bleeding. Your soul is bleeding because of the interpretation you are giving, measuring your home to other people's, forgetting that you are not in there to just receive. What are you giving into that man's life also? So yes, it's a Valentine week. Other people receive great, awesome gifts from their spouses. Some of you, your spouses just hugged you, gave you a kiss and said, I love you. And you were excited because you know you have a good man, you have a good woman. Others are bleeding, their souls are bleeding because they were looking beyond the physical touch and the intimacy and they wanted material things. Knowing very well that at this stage in the man's life, he can't give you luxury, but you can provide that luxury for yourself as a woman in order to maintain this good man. So if you want to stay in a relationship and enjoy it, you can be happy, you can be married, you can be happily married. The choice is yours. But many a time, the things that bleed our soul has nothing to do with our partner. It's the interpretation, the way we view them. Not even because of them, but because of the greater worldview we have formed. How we see other people, how the public facade people put out there, that we judge our partners based on that. Every good man, I'm not talking about the responsible men out there. Every good man's desire is to provide, protect, and preserve. So if for any reason the man can't do that and he's a good man, and you can get other benefits from him, why is your soul troubled? Life is all about opportunity cost. For everything you get, you would have to forfeit something else. So in totality, you are in the relationship, you are in the marriage for a reason. You know your intention. Why do you allow other people to confuse you just because they want you to measure your relationship to theirs, whereby you are not married to the same person, so you can't have the same home? You can't. And we are living in a generation, a society that we can't even qualify who a real man is. And many men are dying by the day. We think it's women alone that are suffering from relationships. No. Many men are even losing themselves because they can provide body, soul, and spirit, which will still not be enough. It's not because it's not enough to their women, but because these women are measuring their men according to the public facade others put out there. You are measuring your reality to the public facade you see other people portraying out there. When a man feels incapable of meeting a specific need, knowing vividly they need to support, don't easily admit. There are conversations you are supposed to have. And when we are afraid to have those conversations, our relationships will be difficult. So measure your relationship based on what you can, where you are, where you want to be, and the gap that you have to bridge, not what is happening outside there. Because many of the things you see outside there are not real. People would only showcase what they want you to see. And you are comparing that to your reality. So some lessons tonight that I would want all of us to discuss before I share the link for you to come on, and let me hear your view also. Number one, communication is key. Once you lose communication, know that you've lost the relationship. You stop communicating properly, you stop having sex, the relationship is gone. It's gone. When you get into the I'll see you in the evening, good morning, good evening, and that is it. You can't sit down and discuss anything. You don't even feel safe to bring your fears and your troubles across to your partner. The relationship is gone. And the person can be with you for years, whereby emotionally they are checked out. It's not just about speaking your truth. It's about truly listening to your partner and understanding their perspective. Everything is explained from the point of our view. Listen to your partner's perspective also. There might be some wisdom in there that both of you will need. Your verbal, your vocal, and your visual. Some of you speak to your partners like you are speaking to your children, and you wonder why the relationship is not working. The words you use are so bad, so harsh. And when I hear a man complaining, my partner doesn't give me sex, and I'm like, when you study the anatomy of a woman, if you speak to a woman wrongly, use harsh words, treat her badly, her body can't open up to you. So in as much as we need to communicate, don't just throw anything at your partner, thinking that it's normal to them. For all this while, they've accepted it, so it means it's normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. So your verbal, your vocal, your visuals, the body language. Sometimes the wording is right, but the body language. And then number two, prioritize time together and create shared experiences that will strengthen your bond. Sometimes people sit down as couples and you ask them to list the memories they've had together, that even in their difficult times, they can fall back on those things and smile. And truth be told, they will struggle to list this. Why should that be? Life is a constellation of moments. And those of you who still believe in the for better, for worse vow. So even if it's for better, for worse, why are some moments just worse? West, from west to west to west to west. Where are the better moments? West and west and west and west. What are the better moments that you can capitalize on when things go so dry? Build memories together. If you are in love, let love reign. It doesn't matter how long you have been in that relationship. Build memories together. Relationship has its own ups and downs. When the down moment comes, what would hold you together is the memories you built in your up moments. But if for you everything is just from one worst experience to another worst experience, and many people are falling into the good woman trap, where society and religion have trained us to accept being a good woman means you would have to go through all the worst moments, nothing to remember about any good experience. Everything about your relationship is sad. From one sad story to another sad story to another sad moment. And once you stay in there and lose yourself, lose your sanity and growth, society and religion thinks you're a good woman. That is insanity. That is insanity. There should be an experience, moments, that whenever you remember those moments, you know that the relationship has not just been just worst moments. So prioritize time together. Number 3, understand that love is a choice that you make every day. Because you said I do 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago doesn't mean that today you still do. So stop saying, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't have married you. The fact that you married the person doesn't mean your intention is still the same. Love is a choice, a decision you make every day. And it takes effort and commitment to maintain a healthy relationship. It doesn't just happen automatically. It doesn't happen automatically. You work at it every day. Every day you wake up, you work on your love life. So if you expect your partner to think and believe that because you loved him 20, 30 years ago, you still love him today, those days don't wash anymore. I love you is just a statement anybody can say. Doing I love you is different from saying I love you. So don't just tell your partner I love you and that is it, without doing lovely things for the person to feel and to sense your love. Anybody can meet your partner and tell him, oh, I love you. The difference is what you put out there by doing I love you, not just saying I love you. So understand that love is a choice that you make every day, and it takes effort and commitment to maintain a healthy relationship. Number 4, never forget to show appreciation for your partner and let them know how much they mean to you. Some people are so ungrateful. So ungrateful. You can sacrifice your body, soul, and spirit for them. Even thank you is a problem. Even thank you is a problem. We have taken everything as normal. It doesn't happen like that in every home. So if you are blessed enough, graced enough to experience love, appreciate it. Be grateful. Be grateful. When your partner goes out of his or her way to do lovingly things for you, be grateful. Appreciate them. These things do not happen in every home. So don't take them for granted. Number 5, celebrate each other's victories, no matter how small they might mean. Some couple are either in their competition, they are in a healthy comparison, and I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing to each other? You are to work together as a team. Celebrate each other's victory. What are some lessons you have equally learned? If a man feels loved, respected, and appreciated, every energy in him to do good things for you comes naturally. If a woman is appreciated, loved, not just I love you, but loved such that her body, soul, and spirit feels loved, she can sacrifice her body, soul, and spirit just to maintain the relationship. So if you are single and you are yearning to love and expecting to be loved back in return, know that you have work to do also. You are not just going there to receive, you are also going to give. You are going to give. And number one, if you are single, know who you are. That has to do with your beliefs, your paradigms, and perspectives. If you don't even know who you are, how do you expect to know what you deserve? And it's so disheartening that professional counselors would guide people who are mature adults, who have been in relationship for years, before they get to know who they are. And my question is, when you discover yourself 10 years, 20 years into the relationship, and your partner says, I can't support you into this journey, what becomes of you? Frustration. So let's train our children to understand who they are, to appreciate who they are, before they'll be able to even know who they deserve in this life. To know who they are, who they deserve in this life. And number two, where are you now as a single person? Your beginning, your vision, your mission, then are you still dreaming? A lot of people are still dreaming, even in their 60s and 70s. If you are ready to love and be loved, you should not just be dreaming. You should work your dream. On the journey of working that dream, you would find people who would be your helpmates. People you can work together as a team. People you can love and expect to be loved back in return, because they have the same paradigm. They have the same beliefs like you do. So let your children know who they are. And if you as a parent don't even know these things, how would you teach your children? How would you teach your children? So it's very important that we guide these singles. Everybody is not meant for anyone. Anyone is not meant for anyone. But you would have to know who you are, where you are now. It's not the luxury of it, but have you begun living, or you are just existing? Praying and hoping that somebody marries you and supports your life, or you've already identified your purpose, your mission, and you are living on that journey. And then number three, where are you going with your life? So you don't pick a partner for today, and tomorrow you are left hanging because that partner can sustain you into the journey you are going. Where are you right now? And where are you going with your life? Where you are going will indicate the kind of man and the kind of woman you choose. And this is very, very important. Very, very important. So don't just take it for granted that you are old and you deserve to experience love. You would have to know what you want, what you deserve. And out of that, you pick a partner that both of you would work together on this journey. I'm sharing a link you can use to join the conversation. Who are you as a single person? And where are you going with your life? Many people are hanged in relationships today that their partners cannot sustain them, take them to that providential way, but they are there. If you don't know who you are and you don't know where you are going with your life, How would you know who you deserve? How would you know who can support you onto that journey of life? How would you know who can support you into that journey of your life? So you just be wasting life away. If you're single, learn to be happy. And that is even to you as a married person. Learn to be happy with yourself first. Else you won't be happy anywhere, not with anybody. Not with anybody. Learn to be happy. And out of being happy, you can help other person to be happy. That is your partner. If not, you just go through life accepting anybody. But anybody is not meant for you. Anybody is not meant for you. On your unique journey of love, know who you deserve, what you deserve. Why don't you start lighting your own small candles than to blame the darkness, all the bad things in your relationship, instead of you enjoying the good things that your partner can provide, that together as a team you can enjoy? Why don't you capitalize on the good things? That you are always comparing your journey to other people's. Oh, why can't you capitalize on the good things and always comparing your journey with others, knowing that your journey might be different? If you are not happy with yourself as a single person, you get married and you still not be happy. Marriage will only amplify who you are. So if you're waiting for somebody else to bring you happiness, the chances of you not getting happy in this life is so high. It's better to light your own small candle than to blame the darkness. Light your own candle. Light your own candle and enjoy the life that you've embraced as a person, whether you are single or you are married. And stop comparing your journey with other people, because your relationship is not that of other people's. You have your own unique journey. You have your own unique journey. So when you are measuring what love is to you, measure what you want, not what society has carved for you. You are not like anybody, and you are not like everyone. You are you. You are you. So know what makes you happy, not what society has branded, and you buy into that trap. If for all these years still you don't understand the kind of person you are with, and you have found ways of living around it, and your soul is still bleeding, then who can help you? Accept your situation. Number one, accept what it is. And number three, decide how to handle it. You know you are married to a man that can protect you from his own family. It's normal for him, for his family to disrespect you, and you know it. Why can't you build your own? Why can't you build your own non-negotiables? Why are you waiting for him to protect you, knowing that this is who he is? For your sanity and your growth, you need to find ways of handling your situation. You see other men being generous to their women, and the man you married, the man you are in love with, is frugal with his money. You are still, your soul is still bleeding. That is who he is. You chose him anyway. If you don't want him again, what do? Find ways of handling it instead of your soul bleeding. So have these difficult but necessary conversations. Don't just assume that things will happen for you. And don't compare your journey with anybody else's, because your journey might be different. Sometimes people don't change, but when you change, your understanding changes, you will still be with the person and you are still okay. So if you are still single and you are searching, don't just look at the bigger picture of the trend that is happening outside there. Find out who you are and what you want. Know what you deserve. Know what you deserve. Don't just run into the hands of anybody and expect to have a different person to know. And those of you are thinking that when we marry and get together, the person will change, it would surprise you. Marriage doesn't change anybody. It would amplify who a person is. So if the person is mean, when he marries you, he will still be mean to you. Don't think that marrying you will change anything. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't change anything. If he's not a generous man, marrying you wouldn't change anything. If the man is not a generous man, marrying you won't change him. He's frugal with his money, and you can see that in the dating experience. So why do you marry him expecting that all of a sudden he will change and shower gifts on you? No, things don't work like that. Until his beliefs and paradigms and perspectives change, that is who he is. So everything that comes back to haunt us in marriage, in long-standing relationships, there are things when we're dating and courting. There are things we saw, we witnessed, we experienced. And if a person shows you who he or she is, don't say he will change. The universe would always make sure that a person reveals who he is, at least a bit of it to you. So if you want a generous man, and the man you're falling in love with is frugal with his money, know that not even putting his name on you would change him until his perspective to love, dating, and marriage changes. You want a kind woman, but the woman you're falling in love with is so mean, and you think when you marry her, she will change. People don't change like that. People don't change like that. So recalculate, revisit. Sometimes people hurt. Some of you have been so much hurt that now you've shut your heart to love. But everybody deserves to be loved, to love and be loved back in return. So open your hearts, because there are still great people out there. There are still great people out there. If you are single, don't just choose. Don't just choose. Apart from knowing God, the best decision you can take as a person has to do with who you marry. That will influence your life, either positively or negatively. A lot of people are stuck in life today because of the partners they chose. And as long as they stay together, they won't go anywhere. They won't allow you to be yourself. They won't allow you to live. They won't support any dream of yours, and you are left hanging. And that is why you don't have to compare your journey and your reality with anybody else. Because what we see outside there is a public facade of successful relationships. What does a successful relationship mean to you? That is what is important. Note it, discuss it with your partner, and work towards it. And work towards it. It doesn't matter how the world sees your relationship. If the two of you work from the point of team, you can thrive in every situation. You can excel. What destroys other people would bond you together. Love is not a one size fits all. Your journey is different, regardless of how it measures up to other people. It is not about other people's opinions. It is about how you feel about your relationship and about the person you have chosen and decided to love and to be with. So measure your love life, measure your relationship based on what the two of you work together, the alignment both of you can bring, your expectations, where you are and where you want to go, not what other people place, the barometers other people place on the two of you, or how it measures up to others. What is important is how both of you can measure that relationship. How the two of you can measure that relationship, not the outside world there. If you want to join the conversation, you use the link I've provided and come on board also. Love, dating, marriage, and relationships. How do you measure your relationship? What does a successful relationship mean to you? To you, it's luxury, right? To you, it's love. To you, it's respect. To you, it's sacrifice. What does a successful relationship mean to you? If you have all the luxury and still there's contempt, there's indifference, there is microaggression, you will still be okay. Is that what success means to you? Are you comfortable portraying to the world a public facade of successful relationship whereby you know your reality is nothing to write home about? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? You measure successful relationship based on the number of years you've been together whilst your soul is bleeding, where you know there is work to be done and you are afraid to even speak up in the relationship, and the world thinks and feels you have an awesome relationship and yet your soul is bleeding. Is that what your soul wants? Is that what is okay for you? Is your relationship balanced or harmonious? Is it balanced and harmonious, or it's imbalanced? Are you happy, or you are just married? You can be happy, you can be married, you can be happily married, but it comes with work. Some people are blessed to have awesome people marrying them, that they don't do some of the work some of you do. Yes, as professional counselors, we know. Some of you have done everything humanly possible, and yet your results can't reflect the work you put into the relationship. It's just because of the person you are married to. It doesn't make the person a bad person. What it means is some people are not meant for other people, but we didn't know these things. We went into the relationship even before we discovered who you are. And your partner can't balance you up. There is no harmony. And it's difficult to bring this partner to your level too. So you are left hanging in there. And your soul is bleeding. And you are difficult to have these deep conversations also. It's so difficult for you to have these difficult and yet necessary conversations. Listen, some people will never do right by you. It doesn't make them bad people. They just don't know. We pick paradigms when growing up from the things we saw the things we learned. And some people have grown older with these unhealthy paradigms. There are so many shifts in paradigms today, but a lot of people are still stagnated in their old paradigms. And their partner's souls are bleeding. There is no change for them. So they are growing older. They are not growing up. They are growing older. They are not growing up. And if at this age, you still haven't found a way to handle these things and your mental health is at stake, then it wouldn't be your partner's fault. If you've been with your partner all this while and you haven't found ways, you never worked out, you never found ways of living, embracing who he or she is and loving them anyway, and still you have mental health issues because of your choice of who you married, it wouldn't be your partner's fault anymore. Now it has to do with you. It has to do with your understanding, the knowledge you have acquired about your partner. What are you using it for? What are you using it for? For all these years? What he would see for him to change wouldn't come from you. So your nagging and complaining and not being able to enjoy him wouldn't bring anything to you or him. If you want the spark in your relationship, it comes with work. Some of you have lost the chemistry, lost the connection, even the compatibility is gone. You are just together. And when you study the process of divorce, spiritually you are disconnected, emotionally you are disconnected, all you have is physical contact, meaning living together in a home. And religion and society think that you are married, but God knows that marriage is over. God knows that marriage is over because you are so disconnected. So disconnected. Your communication is bad. Your sex life is bad. And still, you don't want to have the difficult and yet necessary conversations. So if you are single and you are listening, marriage is a beautiful thing. Don't let people transfer their bitterness of how their relationships never worked out onto you. Marriage is a beautiful thing. But it is only beautiful because beautiful people get married. So the fact that people's relationships never worked out doesn't mean yours wouldn't. And the fact that a lot of people are putting up public facade of wonderful relationship doesn't mean yours can't be exceptional. People are still married 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and there is still spark. There is still connection. There is still chemistry. There is still awesome compatibility because they are awesome people. So it is the people, the choice we make. Institution of marriage is the best thing that can happen to everybody. But the people who get into the relationship, some people forget that I love you is not enough. They will need to do I love you. They will need to be committed to the relationship. And some people are so greedy that they want the benefits of a good and healthy relationship without the commitment. They are not willing and ready to be committed to the relationship, to their partners. And yet they want every benefit that a good relationship comes with. That is greediness. That is greediness. So if you don't find ways of living with these people, you will lose yourself. For your sanity and growth, for your own sanity and growth, accept your situation, assess it, know what you are into, and find ways to handle them. Assess your situation, accept what it is, and decide how to handle it so you don't lose your sanity and miss up on your growth. Work and enjoy being single. Put your life in perspective so somebody will come and see you a whole being. And for those of you who are waiting for somebody to marry you so you become complete, I don't know who taught us that. If you are not complete in your singleness, you can't be complete in being a married person. Your partner equally needs a whole, a complete being. So if you can't put your life in perspective and you are waiting for somebody to marry you, you are waiting to marry as a man before you find your purpose in this life, you would cause your wife to suffer. You cause your spouse to suffer. You can be alone but not lonely. A lot of people are married today and still they are lonely. The great majority of married people are lonely. You can be on the same bed with another human being and still be lonely. So if you are single and you can't find ways, find activities that will make you happy, that will make your soul thrive, and you are lonely because you are single, chances are when you get married, you will still be lonely. A lot of married couples are lonely. Hi, Mom Agnes, I can see you. Hello. A lot of married couples are lonely. A lot of married couples are lonely, although they are living with another soul in the same house, sitting in the same car, wearing the same cloth, going to church, letting society and religion think and feel that they are married, so they are okay. They are not okay. So if you are single and you think you are lonely because you are single, chances are when you get married, you'll still be lonely. And that itself will push you into the hands of a wrong person because you want to get away from that loneliness. Nobody is alone. You can be alone, but being lonely has to do with your mindset. We are social animals. You have family and friends that love you. You have colleagues you work with. You move in, move out. You build network of people. I always tell people, the family we build sometimes add value to our life than even the family we come from. So nobody is supposed to be alone. And if you let loneliness push you into marriage, into relationship with a person that doesn't deserve you, a person that understands you, that doesn't understand your value, in some few years you might think you are okay. But when you fully understand who you are and understand your journey in this life, you would have no use for that relationship. Marry a person that it doesn't matter how big you become, how better you upgrade, you can still align with that person. So don't run into a relationship today just because you feel lonely. A lot of people are married and they are still lonely. So if you think marriage itself would curb that loneliness you feel, then sorry. That would happen in some few years. It's your mindset, something you would have to intentionally deal with. Something you would have to intentionally deal with. If not, you carry that into your relationship and your partner will suffer. And those who think marriage is an end of me and myself, because that's what we're raised to understand, wrong. Wrong. Marriage is an extension of me and myself. coming together with your capabilities, abilities, who you are, your total being. So you form a measure, something bigger and better that one person couldn't have achieved. So if you have nothing to offer another soul, you are not ready to love and be loved. And if you are ready in a relationship, in a marriage, and you can't contribute to your partner's life, what are you there doing? So marriage is not the end of me and myself. No. You are bringing the whole of you, and your partner is bringing the whole of himself. And you form a measure together, something bigger than individually, each of you. And that is why one will put to a flight 1,000, but two will put to a flight 10,000. If you are bringing in nothing, how can you put together 10,000 just because you are two? So some people are being drained just because they want to love. Your partner only receives and receives and receives without giving anything back in return to you, and you are left hanging. You are left empty, drained. It takes two people to sustain every relationship. And if all you are doing is to give and give and give without getting anything back in return, no respect, not good communication, no good sex, nothing, indifference, contempt, a person won't think out of his or her own volition and do something lovely for you. You would have to request. You would have to ask. Sometimes you even have to demand for it. What relationship is that? What relationship is that? So I love you is not enough. And love alone can sustain any healthy, any functional or loving relationship. It's commitment. So if all your partner says is I love you, without doing lovingly things for you, you have to think twice. And it's time you had that difficult yet necessary conversation, because I love you is not enough to maintain any functional, loving, and healthy relationship. If you want to have a loving, functional, and healthy relationship, you would have to stay committed. Committed to your partner and committed to the relationship. You need to have communication. You need to communicate about everything. Once you break down communication, you have broken down the relationship. And once you married and you decide not to have sex, it means the relationship is gone. Sex is the thing that when words fail, it becomes an extension of what our souls want our partners to know. So once you stop that and you stop communicating, that you are even afraid to express yourself, know that the relationship is gone. It doesn't matter you wearing the same clothes to church, the relationship is gone. Communicate on everything. Communicate on everything. Everything. And if you're a young lady and you are watching, you are listening, if you want to know a man is into you, number one, observe his willingness and readiness to provide, protect, and preserve you. Very critical. If you have to constantly request, ask, demand for good communication, then note that the relationship is just wrong for you. Number two, his natural instinct to lead by having strategic conversations with you. Those are called the difficult yet necessary conversations. If things are not going right, he can lead. He can start a good communication with you, conversation with you. He can let you know 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't have a good feeling about them. Can we talk about them? That is a leader. Not a person that even when you bring in your fears, he downplays on them. You can't tell him what is wrong with the relationship because he will make other meaning into it. You can't fully express yourself when you are with him because it doesn't matter how nicest of words you use, he will still feel disrespected. It doesn't matter how respectful you put in your conversations, he will still feel offended. Just because you want to talk about how you feel about the relationship, your life is in danger, girl. Your life is in danger. If you want to know a man is into you, watch his natural instinct to lead by having strategic conversations with you. Number 3, he makes you his priority. He makes you his priority. Everybody's busy, but we find time to do the things that are, important to us. So I'm busy is not an excuse. And some people are married today, and they, even in their married life, they still have husbands who want the whole world to see them as busy. There's a difference between being busy and being productive. You can be so busy that even your partner can't have quality time with you. That's bad. So if you are single, look out for these things. Look out for these things as a woman. It's easier for a man to bring his woman to his level. But in some parts of the world, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. We are socialized to raise our men who are now become boys and husbands and fathers to understand that he's the leader. Even when his unwise decisions are affecting the relationship, he is still the man. You can't bring him to your level unless it's a wise man who understands leadership, who understands that when you are working in a team, even the follower can still advise the leader, because you need both ideas, you need both energies and synergies to operate. So there are many men out there whose women are hiding behind and pushing them. When it's necessary for the woman to be at his side, that woman will move. And this man has given the woman so much space to support his vision. If a man doesn't allow you, there's nothing you can do about it. So if you're a single woman, look out for these things. If a man doesn't have the natural instincts to lead you by having strategic conversations with you, and you can't be yourself around this person, then you know that your life is in danger. Anytime you bring your feelings to bear, either he downplays on them or he makes you feel that you are even wrong to feel that way. Those are the people that can gaslight you for no reason, making you feel that you are lucky to have him as a man. If a man loves you, it doesn't matter how busy he is, he would still make you his priority. His priority doesn't mean he will just be sitting down, looking into your eyes and doing nothing. But making you priority means he will still find time to be with you. When he goes out and comes back, even 1 a.m., he will still check up on you. Even in your sleep, your soul will feel that you have a man that loves you. So this is a message from my heart to yours, just like I said. If you want to stay in love, to give love and to receive love, then note that it won't come automatically. You would have some work to do there. And many people have been socialized, trained, raised up to only receive love. They don't know what to give. If you find a good man and a good woman that loves you, respects you, supports your pursuit in this love, study them and find out how you can love them back in return. Don't only receive. Don't only receive from them. Receive and receive and receive and receive, knowing that their souls are empty and it's still normal to you. No, it's supposed to be normal to you. It's not supposed to be normal to you. And those of you who have stayed in relationships 10 years, 20 years, 30 years and over, don't think it's normal for the chemistry to die, the connection to die. There's no compatibility and people are still counting the days. And you think having a successful relationship is how long you've been married. Wrong, wrong, wrong. People are married 40 years and over and there is still spark. So if yours is dying, it's not because you've married for a long time. It's not because you've been with the person for a long time. You can still maintain that chemistry. You can still fuel that connection. You can still have a shared value such that the compatibility would be awesome. You grow in these things. But if you off and on your candle lights and you switch it off and you are always you have to reinvent yourself, rekindle the relationship because the fire just dies. Just one misunderstanding and every energy drops down to ground zero again. In conclusion, deal with your traumas also. Some people don't know how to accept love because in growing up, they never experienced genuine love. Even with their own parents, they would have to be good, they would have to be great, they would have to be awesome, they would have to be unique, this. And in return, their parents will love them. So they see love as a contract. They see relationship as a contract, demand and supply. Even to the extent that when people love them genuinely and sincerely, they are afraid. They are always anticipating something bad to happen. So they will light the candles beautifully, and they, with their own air and energy, would put the fire off. And always they have to rekindle it. When they meet people that love them so much, genuinely and sincerely, because they've never experienced love in the truest form, then they are running away. And that is why some good people, especially some men, will ghost good women because their love is too much for them. Deal with your childhood traumas. It doesn't matter your age. If you embrace love and you are in relationship because love is the key motive, the intention, not because of what you get, but because you love the person and you want to build with the person. Even in your misunderstanding, there is still love. There is still unity. There is still respect. You are looking out for each other. What will break other people would always bond you together. Deal with your traumas. Sometimes it's not about your partner, it's about your mindset. Some of you put out contradictory energies out there that your partners don't even know who you are. Today you are that, tomorrow you are that. Yes, we are all subjected to change, but some changes are so negative, your partner's souls are bleeding. You used to be a loving, kind, generous partner. Today you are so mean. Whatever happened, you can address it. You can address it. Unless you don't want the relationship and you're entitled to that also. But if you decide to stay with a person and shut up emotionally, thinking that you are punishing the person, to me, that's unwise. That is very unwise because you would end up not enjoying the relationship. So if you are single, look out for a person that will love you and beyond the love will be committed to you. not just a person that would seek for a benefit of a good relationship without building a healthy relationship with you. If you are married over time, expecting that the chemistry is supposed to die and that should be normal, it's not normal. People are married longer than yours, and yet there is spark. The connection is excellent. The chemistry is excellent. Compatibility, they have grown into different versions in compatibility. So it is yours. It's not because all marriages are bad. It is the choice. And if all these years you haven't found ways of living with the person, how to handle the person, and it's affecting your mental health, then it's no more your partner's health, your partner's fault. It has to do with you. So my philosophy is, if you would want to love, then make love work. If not, you get out. You would have to be genuine and sincere. If not, then stop. Because water would always find its way. Your partner might find his or her happiness in other things. And you that you think you are punishing him or her would lose at the end of it all. If today that you are young, you can enjoy one another, in the next 20, 30 years, if you are still alive and you are old, what do you want to yield out of that relationship? What do you expect to yield out of that relationship? The universe would always take account. Whatever you are putting into your partner's life, whatever you are pouring into him or her, the universe is taking account. You are generous to everybody out there, except the person that says, I love you sincerely. You can support everybody, except that single person that you know loves you sincerely. You want to take him or her for granted. You can disrespect him or her and it's still normal to you. Everybody sees you outside and think you are great, you are awesome. But that special person that loves you genuinely and sincerely, you want to take him or her for granted. No. A time will come, all the world will turn their back on you. You'll be left with that special person. What have you sown into his or her life that you were expecting to reap? The cars, the houses? No. No, that's not enough. Go beyond that. Go beyond that. It's not in the luxury, the little foxes, the little things, the immaterial things, the things that when you part with them, you won't even feel anything. Those are what make relationships thrive. When you don't feel like being respectful because they've been mean to you, and you go all out and still respect them. When you think they don't deserve the gifts, but you still go out and do it for them. When they don't ask you for things, but you still know they deserve, and you do them for them. When you serve them with joy and respect, knowing that it's not about them, but it's about you, the universe take account. So I've shared the link in the comment section. If you want to come on live, you can equally use that link and come on live whilst I round up for today. I've shared the link in there that you can use and come on if you really want. Hi, Mama Agnes, I can see you. Sammy, thank you for being on. If you want to come on, you can use that link and come on board. Whilst I round up. So this is a message from my soul to yours. If you want to love and be loved back in return, then please know that it comes with the work. Love doesn't just flourish by itself. You would have to nurture it. You would have to nourish it. And until you are ready and willing to do that, note that it won't happen for you just like that. And don't think because you have been married for years, all you have to get is just a partner. No, you still need a spark. It makes your soul glows. It makes the relationship thrive. And you can still bring in the spark. You can still bring in the laugh. You can still bring in the unity. It gets to a point, it's no more about your partner. You would have to have understanding about who you are with, how to handle him or her, how to handle your situation, which is peculiar to every other person. If you are looking at what the whole world can give out of their love life, you will struggle. You will struggle. I've seen people who never even had their own biological children and they are still happy. You have spouses and partners that love you to the core, and you are looking at other people. It was when we're naive that we thought, if you don't have your own biological children, it means you don't have a mother. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Today, the people that treat us so much well, some of them, we don't even have any biological ties with them. So if you're 40 years and above and you are married and you want to raise a child because you can't have your own children, you can still be a mother. You can be happy, you can be married, or you can be happily married. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. If for all these years you haven't assessed your situation, accepted it, to understand your journey, to know how to handle it, and your soul is still bleeding because of your partner, then you need to have the difficult and yet necessary conversation. Check my link there. You can book one-on-one session with me. So we devise a plan for your sanity and growth. You need to know how to handle your love life. And if you're single and you're watching, know that it all has to do in your choice of a partner. Is the person open-minded enough to embrace your growth as you become better and bigger on your journey? A lot of men are equally stuck because of the women they married. She won't support you. She won't allow you to flourish on your own too, and you are left hanging as a man. So our choice of a partner has a great deal on who we become in this life. And you can't downplay it. If all you want is the beauty, the boobs, and the whatever, that is your choice. But know that every decision, every choice has its own ramification. So choose it therefore how you would live your love life. Would you grow in your marriage life such that you be able to handle your situation, knowing that your situation is not like everybody else? That it doesn't matter what somebody else will be able to provide for his or her home. What is yours is what comes to your home, and you can manage and regulate that and still be happy. Some of you have great and awesome partners, but you can't be happy because you are looking at other people's, you are comparing your reality to the facade, the public facade other people are putting out there. And your soul is bleeding. Do you know what is happening in those people's lives? You don't know. You don't know. So please, if you feel safe in a relationship that you can speak up, you can express yourself, you can tell what is going wrong, what you don't want, what you want change, my dear, you are good. If your relationship feels balanced, harmonious, or balanced and harmonious, my dear, you are good. If you can have productive problem-solving conversations, my dear one, you are good. If you can share same values, agree to disagree, if you are allowed to reinvent yourself in the course of your relationship, my dear, you are good. Some people will look at your spouse's face and say, this is not the girl I married. You can't do this in my home. Whereby this lady that you married, that naive girl, has grown, learn, unlearn, and relearn, is now educated, has access to information and knowledge, and you still don't want her to improve. You live in a relationship that you can be yourself. You can change your beliefs, your paradigms, and your perspective every time. And your partner says, I support you. And still you are not okay, my dear, you are good. Do you have shared relationship goals that you can express them, change them, edit them anytime? My dear, you are good. Do you have similar needs, individual versus both of you? Needs, expectations that you can modify periodically and both of you would accept? My dear, you are good. Do you have common interests? Can you sit down, have fun together, laugh together? Even your challenging moments, you can make a joke out of them and laugh. My dear, you are good. It's just because the barometers you are measuring your relationship are wrong. You are picking barometers from outside your home. But your home is not somebody else's home. It is your home. So as long as your home, you are comparing your home with other person's home, the barometers will be wrong. And that's why your soul is bleeding. Just like I always say, everything in this life has to do with opportunity cost. So if you measure what you are getting and what you are giving, and you realize that you are disadvantaged, you know what to do. Have that difficult and yet necessary conversations. Just like I said in my book, Getting Married and Staying Married. Yeah. God hasn't given anybody the permission to make another person's life miserable. Nope. Nope. And nope. And nope. Nope. It's just because we are afraid to have the difficult but necessary conversation. It's just because we didn't even know who we were. But now that you have information, you have knowledge, are you still supposed to leave like the naive gentleman that married, the naive girl that married? No. There is supposed to be a change, and that change will come from you. So don't be afraid to have the necessary and yet difficult conversations. You will need it in your journey of love. You will need it for your own mental health sake. And just like I say, there's a thin line between mental health that is 100% and mental health that is affected, problematic. So if you want to love and be loved in return, if you want to experience greater connection, chemistry, and compatibility, don't be afraid to have the necessary but difficult conversation. It would save your soul much trouble. And research indicates that couples that seek help earlier save themselves from untold hardships. It doesn't matter how long you have been married. We don't know what we don't know. If you need help, seek help from a professional, not somebody who will use his or her home to educate you. You don't live in their home. You don't live in their experience. You are not married to their partner. And therefore, your love life is not supposed to be like this. Go for the spark you want. Seek professional help. Find my link on my site. Book a session with me. You can take it from there. You can still have spark in the relationship. It's either you are out or you are in. And if you are in, make it work. Make it glorify God. Let your soul clap and salute and be proud that you are in love and you are loved back in return. Don't put up a public facade of a successful relationship when your soul is bleeding. Nope. We have moved from that address. We make it work. Either it's working or it's not working. There is nothing in between the fence. So thank you all for being on. You can contribute in the comment section, or you can use the link to come online as I round up for tonight. Oh, I can see you. Akosia Oforiwa. Hi, Mama. Osafo Mami. Oh no, it's Asafo Mami, right? Thank you for being on. God bless you more. It's either we make our love lives work or we forget about it. Love is not a scam. It's because people who get into it are greedy. Love is beautiful. I will make it work. Thank you for being on. Thank you, everybody. You can share it for other people who are equally in love, who are ready to love and be loved back in return, to equally share their experiences. We are marching on regardless. It's either we are in or we are out. Nobody sits on the fence. Let's march on. Thank you all for being on. This is where I round up for today. See you online next week, Sunday, same time, with a different topic. Mama Leticia, thank you for being on. Oh, also for Shadrach, thank you for being on. Okay, everyone, when you comment, I can see you. If you didn't comment, I won't see you. So thank you, everybody, for being on. Let's make love work. Love is a beautiful thing. If you meet people in their 70s and 80s who are still in love, listen, aging becomes so nice, so lovely. If you're a woman, you go through menopause without anybody even noticing. Love is great. It's medicinal. Yeah. So it's either we are in love or we are out there all by ourselves. There's nothing in between. You can't sit on the fence and just say, I am married, when you can't love and be loved back in return. God bless and keep all of us. I'll come your way again next week. Thank you, everyone, for being on. Share it so other people would equally share their experiences, and together we would all learn. You can put your comments in the comment section also. Thank you, everyone. God bless and keep all of us. Bye. As I said, you can use the link. So those who send a message on Messenger, you can use the link if you want to come on and share your view. I've sent a link on the comment section. If you want to come on, you can use that link. If you send me a message on Messenger, I can't check it and read it out here. All right, so God bless and keep all of us. Just like I said, I've been on for almost 2 hours. Okay, so I have your messages on WhatsApp. We'll talk in the group. I can't put that out here. All right. Thank you very much. We'll talk about that in the group. We have what we call the difficult yet necessary conversations that we equally meet once a week, depending on the topic we are dealing with in the month. It's a subscription based in a way. So you can use the link on my site to sign up if you want to join us. There are some things you can never find it anywhere, not in the pulpits, not in any book, but we need to know. So we have what we call the difficult yet necessary conversations. Yeah. We live in information age. So many of the things that destroyed a lot of people, they shouldn't destroy us. It's just because we don't know what we don't know. So those of you sending message on WhatsApp, use the link instead. The link is on my Facebook page. You can see it there. And then subscribe to it. All right. So I'll end here today. If you have any other comments, you can let it be. If you want to reach out to me, you know how to find me. God bless and keep all of us. Much love and blessings, my dear one. Bye, everyone.